YouTube, what's going on? Hope you are doing well and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Choker TV Modified, where today I want to introduce you guys to my twin brothers. They speak a different language though, okay? So I'd like to introduce you to Glock 21 and Glock 20, all right? They speak different languages. The Glock 21 speaks the language of 45 ACP, and Glock 20 speaks the language of 10 millimeter. Now, 21 that speaks the 45 ACP speaks a little bit slower and gets to the point in a very stubborn kind of way. Now, Glock 20 speaks real quick and direct. And when he makes his point, you get to know it. All right? So today, we're going to be talking about both of these pistols. Not to mention the Glock 21 I used to carry as my duty weapon. Yes, I am a retired Chicago police officer of 30 years and proud of it. So, but this is the last gun that I carry. So let's get into this video. All right, let's start with the 21. All right, the Glock 21, which is a 45 caliber pistol, and it is empty. It is empty. Hopefully you can see there's, in fact, there's no magazine in it and nothing in the chamber. Okay, now they are twin brothers. Okay, the 21, which is a 45 caliber pistol, and the 20, which is a 10 millimeter pistol, they look a little different. Now, normally it would look the same, but if you guys been watching my videos, you know that I like to modify things. Now, technically it wasn't supposed to be modified because department rules say certain things. One of the biggest things they tell you is that you can't modify the trigger, okay? Now, this trigger is not modified, but as you can see, the slide is modified. It looks, well, there's no Glocks that come like this. Glocks come all black. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. Let me take that back. There's some that come in like a sand-like colors from the factory, whatever, but normally they're gonna be black. So this slide was treated. It's called Robar. It's a company that does not exist anymore. And it's not like a Cerakote. Cerakote is more like a sprayed on application that's heated and it's durable, but this one is like dipped in, I don't know. I didn't see the process. I had it sent out. But I will tell you this. Once you shoot this weapon, and let's say you have some powder residue on the slide, you can literally wipe it off. And the way it feels, not to, sound weird or anything, it even feels different now. It feels real nice and smooth, okay? Also have aftermarket sights on here, okay? Both rear and front sight, okay? Not to point the pistol at you guys, all right? But it's unloaded. So this was my duty weapon, meaning this is what I carried on the streets of Chicago for a long time. Okay, I didn't start off with this weapon, and I'm also going to do a video on the different weapons that I carried from the time I got on until the time I got off, both off duty and on duty. Okay, but this was my weapon. I also carried this weapon when I was with the U.S. Marshals. Yes, I used to be with the U.S. Marshals. I did a lot of different things in my time. So put in the comments if you care to hear about some of these stories and what I did as a Chicago police officer. I'll be glad to tell you. Now, I can't tell you everything. I cannot tell you everything, but I will tell you enough to give you enough information, okay? But back to the Glock 21. This is a Gen 4, okay? Both this weapon and the Glock 20 are about, I think it's about 8 inches long, okay? It's about 5 pounds in weight. And this Glock the 20, after the Glock 19, both the 20 and the 21 Glock were the first of the large size frame. Okay, this is a big frame. As you can see, this is a big pistol. This is very big, okay? So, and I'm gonna go over about the calibers too. But this weapon here, I love my Glock. So, the trigger on the Glocks, if you know anything about the Glocks, they're all right. I mean, this is a factory trigger, okay? But the safety is also on the trigger. It's a little indentation right here, which is the safety. And these are what you call a striker fire weapon, okay? There is no hammer that strikes the round, okay? I don't want to go into all that technical stuff, okay? But as you can see, this is a beautiful piece. It looks a little different than the average Glock. Okay, let's get into the Glock 20, the other brother. All right, we have the Glock 20, which is a 10 millimeter weapon. Okay, this Glock is fairly new. Okay, and the reason I'm going to show you guys why I call them twin brothers, because they're basically the same size weapon. They're the same dimensions. Okay, the only difference is the caliber. Now, 10 millimeter ammo is basically used, as they call, for backcountry. This is the gun that you want to use if you go out camping and you see a grizzly bear, and the grizzly bear is going to try to attack you and your family. This is what you want to put in that grizzly bear. Okay, it's going to stop it. Okay, and I'm going to go over the rounds. I'm going to show you the rounds real quick to kind of give you an understanding of what I'm talking about. Okay, but as you can see, the difference, slide is black. The sights are stock sights. And the thing about these sights, Glock sights, they're all right. They're basically like plastic with like some white paint on it. That's it. All right. But Glocks are very reliable weapons. This also has a safety on the trigger, this little thing right here. And if I didn't show you on this one, there's no magazine in, and it's also empty. Okay, and this is the 10 millimeter. And let me show you the difference between the rounds so you can understand. But like I said, this is used for, the 10 millimeter is used for big game. It's to stop large animals. This is what they basically use this 10 millimeter for. Now, the only other 10 millimeter, there's other 10 millimeters out there, but during the time of this, when this gun came out, I think the only other one was a I'm gonna call it 1911. It was a Colt Elite, I believe that is. So you can look it up. It was a 10 millimeter, nice weapon. Okay, so let's go into the difference with the rounds. All right, check this out. So this is the 45. This goes to the Glock 21. Happened to be also a nice little hollow point. Hopefully you can see that. Oh yeah, look at that hollow. Look at that. Ooh. Anyway. And this is the 10 millimeter. Okay, also a hollow point. Goes with the Glock 20. Okay, the difference is the 10 millimeter is longer. Okay. But the 45 is a bigger bullet. Hopefully you can see that. Get that in there. This is a bigger bullet than the 10 millimeter. So also, in case you don't know, this is the bullet right here. This is the casing. And in the back is the primer. That's where it's struck either with a hammer or the striker fire. And that's how you get the round to go off. So those are the difference. And also the biggest difference is the velocity. Okay. The 10 millimeter here is much faster than the 45. This travels about 1,200 feet per second. This one goes about 900. Now, that's not the exact numbers, but this is a faster round than the 45. Now, not to make this video about ballistics, but I also put a 40 caliber here. Now, me personally, I can't stand a 40 caliber. I can't stand it. It kicks too hard. But anyway, Only reason why I put the 40 caliber now next to the 10 millimeter is because, and you're probably not gonna be able to see it on here, it's the same size bullet. The bullet is the same. But as you can see, the casing is much longer than the 40 caliber. All right. All right. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this video about my twin brothers, okay? The 10 millimeter and the 45. All right. I have more videos coming, and I did a video in the past about everyday carry, but I think that weapon may change. Have something else coming. Something with more capacity. And you know, some people may say, well, why do you need more capacity? Because we live in a different type of world now. So by us living in this different type of world, I think more ammo is good. Now, the most important thing, and once again, here's the twin brothers. Here's the twin brothers, the 21 and the 20. Okay. I don't want to get into a big thing about ballistics and all the crazy stuff with like, oh, this gun and the 45 shoots better than the 9 and the 10 millimeter. In my experience on the job, okay, of 30 years, the most important thing with any weapon and when you are shooting your weapon in defense is shot placement. I have seen people who have died from being shot with the 22 caliber pistol, which is a very small weapon, okay? Very small weapon. So I say all that to say, hey, hopefully you get some information out of this. Hopefully if you decide you may want to buy a Glock 20 or 21, maybe this may help you. Also, just to let you know too, this is a very big pistol. All right, I got long hands. I don't have the big fat sausage fingers. All right, but they're big, all right? And as you can see, you know, this grip, and also too, I didn't mention this with the Glock. In fact, you know what? Let me show you this before I end this video. Let me show you this. With the 10 millimeter and the other Glocks, well, I don't remember exactly everything that came with the 21, but the 20, the 10 millimeter, you have what they call back straps. So these things right here, you can actually attach them to the back of the grip, and it makes it either bigger or smaller. Let me describe it like that, okay? Also, I got 2 extra magazines. Now I bought this weapon from a company that sells primarily to law enforcement, and they give nice discounts. So I just wanted to show you this. So you can make different adjustments. You just take these pieces and you pop it on the back of the gun. So, like I said, I'm gonna have another video coming up on a weapon that I'm almost sure is gonna be my everyday carry. And am I gonna modify this? Nah. Probably put some attachments on it because this thing is nice, but I'm not gonna say what it is. Also, I'm not gonna do in fact, for a minute, any more gun videos on the rifles, the AKs and stuff like that, because nowadays, and just in case you don't know, a lot of these cities and states, they're coming out with these gun reforms, all right? So you have Canada that just banned all weapons. You can't buy, sell. You can't even bring a weapon into Canada, okay? So, and the city that I live in, Chicago, which is one of the reasons why I took my rifles out of Chicago, the governor just stated, who just won, he's like, hey, you know what? We're going to try to ban guns in Chicago, okay? Now you also got to remember, these people that ban these weapons, and I'm not getting political here, they may not have an actual weapon on them, but the people that surround them, law enforcement, they will have weapons. So my question to you is, how will you protect yourself, okay? So with the rifles, because that's what they're targeting now, rifles, you know, not AKs, I'm sorry, AR rifles. Next thing it'll be AKs. Then it'd be slingshots. Then it'd be, I don't know, blowing darts. Who knows? One thing I will say this though, whatever laws they come up with, the bad guys, they won't obey them. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. So, but I have more videos though, more gun videos. We're just not gonna do the rifles at this time anymore. okay? And I did other videos about the process. There's a reason that I'm looking down south, because down south is a gun-friendly state, okay? So I'm gonna leave it on that note. And on a positive note, I want to make sure that all you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, eat well, and spend time with your family. And as always, be blessed and not stressed. And for this video, always remember, guns are for good people. Later! To also show you how similar these weapons are, I have a tactical holster here, level 1. I won't go into about levels, but don't worry about it. But you can see, this is the holster that I use for my duty, the 21, as you can see. Right in. And the 20. Same thing. Fits right in. Exact same dimensions. They're twins. They're twins.